generally, guys, since September 14th is when we got rid of Black and Gold NXT, and we're now in the era of NXT 2.0. Adam, what have your thoughts been on the first 3 months of this new NXT?
It's nice to see different characters, to be honest. I mean, we got to a point where when they were doing like the full, Black and Gold brand after COVID, everyone had sort of like a rock anthem and everyone was doing the same sort of thing. And it's just like week after week, it was too samey. So to have all these different guys come in, different characters, different entry music, different styles of wrestling as well, because everyone seemed to be doing a very similar thing anyway. It's a nice change. It's a good change. It is very reminiscent again of 2012, 2013, where you just had left, right, and centre all these different guys coming in, not knowing who was going to come. And it's going to be better for them for the future, because this is how you find your stars. And they've proven time and time again with guys like that they've taken from the indies and they've tried to put on the main roster. 90% of them don't make it because they get up there, you just don't want to push them. But they'll push their own guys. So maybe, you'll be able to invest in someone.
Yeah, I think my whole stance on this has always been that Triple H, although that era of NXT was amazing, Triple H never done what he was supposed to do. He was supposed to create stars for Vince. And then those guys go on to become stars. And he just, let guys go on with their devices, let their indie star grew into NXT and they became big stars. But then when they got in front of Vince was like, that's not my kind of guy, and it just never worked. Dave, did you ever show resistance to the change from NXT Black and Gold to NXT 2.0? Were you annoyed by it, or what was your feeling?
I remember actually when the reboot was like in the midst of happening, and I remember texting Adam and I was like, this is a bloody disgrace, Adam, for God's sake, no. And there was this, I remember I saw it on because I subscribed to the Patreon of Sean Ross Sapp, who does news. Fightful, which is very, very sort of reliable, and he posted about it and I was like, be a bit naff. But actually I have to say I wasn't resistant to it, but I was a bit like, I don't really understand the point. But to be honest, especially as when we started coming on here as well, I was like, right, I need to, if I'm honest, give a bit of thinking. And actually I have come round to the point that I think long term it's going to be better. Short term, I think it has the potential to be a problem. Because I just think you have a lack of people who are ready for top positions. But I think actually, and a key thing is if you look at the main roster right now, your WWE champion, who's probably the most over guy in the company, has come from football with no wrestling experience whatsoever. And I think that's a massive thing. And whilst I think,
same with the Universal champion.
Yeah.
Exactly. The Universal Champions come from the exact same thing. You look at the Street Profits. Again, one of them came out of college as a wrestler. The other one came out of the army, I think. I think that's where...
yeah, you're right.
Not Dawkins.
Montez Ford, yeah.
Montez Ford. I was going to call him Kenneth Crawford for some reason.
His real name.
Adam, you've got that to come. But yeah, I mean, those guys... Your most charismatic guys on the roster have all come from a football background or an army background. No one's actually come from a wrestling background. Like Kevin Owens is a successful wrestler, but he's not what WWE is looking for or what WWE is built on. And a lot of these guys that they've just released. I was talking to my cousin the other day, and he made the great point of, you've got Braun Strowman. Has been released, but has Braun Strowman ever sold out a 75,000 people event? No. Is he ever going to? No. Has Bray Wyatt? No. Is he ever going to? No. They've had their chance. And whilst they are marketable and they do sell merch, it's like Rusev. Rusev's doing great in AEW. Is he ever going to sell out a 50,000 people arena? Here he is, Rusev or Miro. No, he's not. And that might sound harsh, but WWE is in the business of making money, and they want to expand their company and have multiple 50, 60, 70,000 people events every year. WrestleMania being 2 nights. Saudi Arabia shows, they want to go to Australia and have a super show. They want to go to the UK and have a super show. You can't do all of these things unless you've got people who will sell tickets. Roman Reigns will sell 75,000 tickets. AEW is a fantastic product with lots of great wrestlers. A bit too much of... But I mean, it's a fantastic product, and it's got loads of great wrestlers in it. But have any of them ever got any history of selling 75,000 tickets? Jericho in one pay-per-view when he headlined WrestleMania, which also Hulk Hogan and The Rock was on, and that's it. No one. And I think that's what you've got to think about, really, in terms of these people. They're looking for people to come in and become massive stars. Gable Steveson is an Olympic gold medalist with great charisma, a fantastic look, and the same pedigree as Brock Lesnar. Can he come in and sell 70,000 tickets? In all likelihood, he probably can. And that's what I think the change has been good.
And I guess it's a sense of, with these guys, especially the ones we're mentioning straight out of college, basketball, American football, it's that they can be coached. There's still a level of they can learn. They haven't gone somewhere else and got the experience, and maybe will even show resistance to learning something new or doing something in a different way. So yeah, that will probably put them at the forefront anyway. So I guess with that being said, you guys would think that NXT 2.0 is completely necessary for them to have made this change away from, Ring of Honor, PWG, NXT to today. We're taking it right back to, FCW, OVW, and creating our stars from the grassroots. You think this was necessary?
It's been needed for a long time, I think. It's just got stagnant in the sense of, if you look at guys like, Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Bobby Fish, and all of that era, it started to get too stacked in the sense that they didn't want to go up because they knew as soon as they went up, they were dead in the water. They weren't going to do anything. And they didn't want to leave because they just enjoyed it. So how is your talent going to shine? How are you going to develop any new talent? So, yeah, they've had a mass cull, like they always do with contracts and that, and they've just, got rid of the people they don't think will sell, got rid of the deadwood that aren't going to do anything, and, got rid of Nia Jax as well. Brilliant decision. And, they've started to build again, and they've just got to do that slowly. And I think, yeah, okay, it's not takeover, but this first NXT show, solid for a start, but they just need to build that up again and get these people in front of bigger and bigger audiences. We were talking about this on the podcast the other day as well. Like, they need to get back to doing 14, 15,000 people arenas. Yeah, like they would do like a Raw for like their bigger pay-per-views if they're going to stay at the Capitol Wrestling Center and have, make pay-per-views for them feel special again. Because that was one of the best bits of NXT. I was looking earlier, and I think it was Fightful again. They posted they put a poster up of was it Takeover New Orleans, when you had the title fight of Andrade versus Aleister Black, and you also had the ladder match as well for the North American title. Like, that level of star, and even the women's division, you had Ember Moon versus yes, that was just a banging takeover, and that's what you want to get back to. Be excited about a takeover / pay-per-view / whatever you're going to call it.